Well, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you hit that bell and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you put a like on this. And if you want to place ads on the channel, just hit up jordantowermedia at gmail.com. We do mixtapes, music videos, social media, and products. We promote it all here. Okay, so we got Drake and Jay-Z. This is like the light battle that we always wish erupted, because the lyrics that would have been forced to come out of this lyrical battle would have been amazing. They've taken light jabs back and forth at each other, sometimes very direct. And it's just something you just want to see, because it would force them to come up with the best lyrics they've ever gotten in their life. And, you know, beef always gets, you know, I'm talking about like peaceful beef on records. Always with lyricists forces like the best, some of the best lyrics of all time. Like when Drake went in on Meek, I mean, that was awesome, you know. And I mean, you know, when you go back to like Jadakiss and 50 Cent and all that, you think of all the beefs we've had, Nas and Jay-Z and all that. Like when you're dealing with people who can write lyrics, I mean, you're coming up with some of the best songs ever that are memorable. So this all, they started out cool, you know. Jay-Z was a mentor to Drake, and they worked for the first time on Off That, which is that was a Jay-Z collab. And then, you know, he returned the favor on Jay-Z's, I mean, on Drake's first album, Thank Me Later. He was on Light Up, and he gave him some advice, and, you know, they were good mentors, you know. And well, he was the mentor for Drake. But as always, the student wants to become the teacher. So Drake starts to aim for the throne. And, you know, he did the whole album Watch the Throne with Kanye. So he took a light shot and just said on DJ Khaled's I'm On One, he said, "I'm just feeling like the throne is for the taking. Watch me take it." So basically saying is going to be me. And then, you know, people, you know, then he quickly responded, Hove diss. Hove of all people has not lost it. That's God body flow. Now, he wasn't ready to take the throne yet, but he was just putting it out there in the universe. And, you know, Jay-Z responded to that.
Even Drake, we have a great relationship. You know what I mean? I know he feels like I'm the next one. I'm right here. Yeah. You know, we hear the lines. I hit feeling like donuts for the taking. Why did you take it?
So, you know, that was just an indicator, like, okay, you know, and you're supposed to feel like that. If you're really in this game for the passion and the love of it, you're supposed to feel like you're the best and you want to take it. I mean, you know, you could even argue that Meek Mill coming at Drake at one point was trying to come to take it to that level, but I don't think he was ready. And that's why Drake knew he wasn't ready to go all the way in yet. So he kind of regressed and, you know, put that tweet out like, "Oh no, I'm not this," and you know. And then Lil Wayne gets into it with Jay-Z, because Birdman put out something right around the time Watch the Throne was out. Birdman said that Wayne was better than Jay-Z because he has more money. That was a ludicrous statement. I mean, come on, that was crazy. So on the first single, Ham, he said, "I'm like, really, $500 million, really? You got baby money, keep it real. Dudes ain't got my ladies' money." So Wayne felt like he had to defend YMCMB at that point. He probably looks back at that like, I can't believe I defended Birdman, because Birdman's putting him through the ringer right now, you know, for the money he deserves, you know, for carrying Cash Money Records for years and ushering in a whole new, you know, era. But, you know, he went on, he put out a song called It's Good off Carter 4, and this had Drake and Jadakiss on it. And, you know, Drake went in first and he said, "Please pardon my brother. He's just angry at you dudes who don't have your heart in the rap shit and got too fucking comfy. Cause I'm still fucking hungry. Young Money got the munchies, faded, fucking faded. Oh yeah, I'm fucking faded. They telling lies about me. Oh yeah, I must have made it. Riker's on this flow, 8 months for that pistol. He's talking about, he's just talking about Lil Wayne. Then Wayne goes in and he says, talking about baby money. I got your baby money, kidnap your bitch. Get that how much you love your lady money. And then he just keeps going, and I know you fake, press your brakes, I'll take you out, that's a date. He just goes, Wayne went in, then I don't know, then he basically says, I'll throw the alley-oop to Drake. Drake's, he's basically saying Drake's up next. And, you're like, okay, this is getting kind of like, these guys are going at it. But then let's see, then Drake, then what happens is Drake loses a Grammy to Jay-Z for Death of Autotune. And he says some things about the Grammys, like, oh, they weren't about to give a Grammy for a mixtape because they're so traditional. He said, after this, I probably won't get a Grammy, but he's won many Grammys since. Then Drake admits that Started from the Bottom was inspired by, it's like he looks up to Jay-Z, but Jay-Z, he wants to be Jay-Z all these years. That's his goal, and that's a great goal to have. I mean, come on, So he says the Paris song off Watch the Throne, he's like, how do they think about that? Ball so hard that shit cray. So he said it directly inspired Started from the Bottom. And then he made a catchy hook, and then it went on. Then they traded. Then what happened? They eventually that whole thing, they reunited, and they made Pound Cake on Drake's album. And that was amazing. I mean, but even Jay-Z tried to keep it for his album, Magna Carta, but somehow they got it onto Drake's album, and that was good. So then things get a little dicey, where they're not really going to be working with each other anymore, because then Drake starts mocking Jay-Z on saying, like, I'm interested in art, but it's like Hove can't drop bars these days without at least 4 art references. I would love to collect at some point, but I think the whole rap art world thing is getting kind of corny. Because Jay-Z did get, like, Jay-Z and Swiss Beats got really into art and all that. And I mean, like, that's not really, people can't relate to that, like, so it's like, who are you rapping for at that point? And I got Drake's point on that. It was like, but then Jay-Z's rapping about stuff that he can relate to, but like, art's a little far-fetched. Why don't we start with property? Like, let's inspire people to get property. So then Drake gets a taste of Jay-Z, a Jay-Z spanking on his own "We Made It" beat. He does a freestyle with Jay Electronica, and just goes in and says, sorry, Miss Drizzy, for so much art talk. Silly me rapping about the shit I really bought, while these rappers are rapping about guns they ain't shot and a bunch of other silly shit that they ain't got. So, yeah, he just went in on him on that whole thing. And and then he said, I own my own masters. I ain't missing no royalty statements. I can't be rated. Damn, Hove stun on them haters. He just totally goes in on him on this whole verse. He trickles it throughout it, and it's like, okay, Hove. Hove's like just letting him know, like, let's give him a little spanking. And Drake hears that, and then he goes in on draft day. And what does he say here? I have this bookmarked. He says, let's see. He says, it's real. When all your niggas yeah. So on this one, I'm sorry, guys. I just lost my bookmark. On this one, he says, on draft day, he goes, I'm focused on making records, ain't getting bigger, just hits, no misses. That's for the married folk. He's talking about Jay-Z, Beyonce, obviously. And then he says, I think I'm on my 8th flow. Just watch me paint flow. We all do it. for the art. So I could never hate, though. So, you know, he's just going. And then Jay-Z goes to an NBA game, and then he makes comments about Jay-Z. He said, this is the people's team out here tonight. You know what I mean. Toronto Raptors, Jay-Z somewhere eating a fondue plate. And then Jay-Z goes back in, and on DJ Khaled's They Don't Love You No More. He goes in and says, dudes talking down on the crown. Watch them dudes you got round, you wound. Round you got wounded. Haters want a ball. Let me tighten up my drawstring. Wrong sport, boy. You know you're as soft as a lacrosse team. Okay, I don't know if a lacrosse team's that soft, but you know, it was okay. Then Drake declares himself Jay-Z. Then Drake, at this point, Drake knows. It's like, I've arrived. This is my time right here. And he basically says, I used to want to be on Rockefeller when I turned into Jay. Now I got a house in LA. Now I got a bigger pool than Ye. And look, man, Ye's pool's nice, but mine's just bigger. That's what I'm saying. And, you know, this is around, 2015 or 14, 15. He just, Drake arrived at this point. Like, it was like he had so much success and so many albums out that he knew, you know, he could take his shots. But then Jay-Z also returns fire, and he says, dudes always asking me the key. Till you own your own, you can't be free. Till you're on your own, you can't be me. How we still slaves in 2016. He's basically talking about Drake just, instead of having his own label and own streaming service, he signs to Apple, and then also referring to Lil Wayne in a dispute with Birdman over his own money, on the Young Money Cash money. It's like, you never had your own label. I have my own label, Rock Nation. I have Tidal. I'm in control of everything. And then he takes another shot and he says, real life, I'm like Hove. Real life goals. In real life, they're like me. In real life, I'm like, no, my swag different, my bag different, my wife Beyonce. You know, he just went in. I brag different. My baby blue. I dream in color. That's too much flavor. I don't rap to suckers. So he just went in. You know, these guys just went back and forth with each other. Then the last time he went in on him was Sneakin'. Drake went at Jay-Z and said, you ain't own it right away. You had to wait on dudes. Man, I'm only 29. Have some patience with us. Plus, I never met anybody from my label. Dude, I just pop up with the music. Then they pay me. So, you know, they're going to keep... I wonder if they're going to keep going back and forth. We haven't heard anything from it. Jay-Z didn't really take too many shots at Drake on his last 444 album, but... You know, it's just an interesting beef. And I know it's... Sorry, guys, I stumbled a little bit through this thing, but I wrote things so small. I can't blow up the word, so I have to keep pulling up bookmarks. But this is an interesting beef, and that we never really had full-blown. And I wish we did, but, you know, it was still good. It still inspired some great bars here. But tell me what you guys think about this beef. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys so much. And make sure, you know, if you want to run ads, hit me up. Email jordantowermedia@gmail.com. And we can run, you know, promote your mixtape, promote your new video you have out. This is a great place to do it. Okay. So, you know, we got good rates, but be serious. Okay. When you hit me up, don't just get prices and then disappear like, okay, I got you. I'll talk to you later, man. All right, man. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.